Welcome back to Teaching Tarot. My name is Michelle. So excited to be back with you guys. Today we are talking about the Queen of Swords. Apologies for the noise in the back, y'all. They're doing construction around the way. We're talking about the Queen of Swords, y'all. So the meaning for this card, right? The Queen of Swords is often depicted with her sword, right? The sword of truth, the sword of justice, the sword of cutting through the bullshit, right? Which we talked about in the Ace of Swords, right? Cutting through the noise. And she is equipped with this sword, this one sword, right? So the Queen of Swords for me, she's one of the more balanced queens. Like I said, the swords in general for me are about mind and intuition. So that balance of yin and yang, right? Of rigidity, right? Because sometimes we talk about how rigid and cold that the Queen of Swords can be, but she's also a queen. Like she's also equipped with her intuition and her bodily attunement, her body attunement, right? And she can articulate herself well because of this sword, because of her intellect, because of the way that she articulates. She is a master speaker, a master negotiator, right? So as a person, this is the master negotiator, the balanced leader, and then someone who also takes reprieve and thinks and tries to get a higher perspective, right? I love that the Queen and the King of Swords in this deck, they're both high atop something. And so it really speaks to getting a higher perspective, zooming out a little bit, saying that I don't have all the answers. Okay. So as an action, this card speaks about getting a higher perspective, right? How Spirit, how are you asking me to move, to act, not just swiftly, but with discernment, with exactness, as much exactness as you can muster, right? That's what the Queen of Swords is telling us, right? The Queen of Cups might say, well, move how you feel according to, and things will flow naturally as they need to, right? But the Queen of Swords as an action is to have some precision, right? In the way that you move, to be precise with your words, to be deliberate in your action, right? Yeah, I love that. And then the symbolism of this card, again, with the swords in the Light Seer's Tarot, they're always accompanied by a raven, like I said. And that speaks to me about shamans. It speaks to me about mysticism and going through the dark period so that you may find the light, right? She is, like I said, atop these in the clouds, right? But she's in the clouds with intention and with purpose. Like, I know that clarity is coming to me, right? Doesn't this look like what she's feeling? I know that clarity is coming to me. And in the reverse, when this Queen of Swords is out of her power, she is harping on past mistakes, right? Because she's so intellectual, she might get lost in her mind, lost in the past, not thinking forward, right? This is forward moving, paying attention to the direction that our characters are looking in. To the right is to look towards the future. To look to the left is to be looking at the past, so being trapped by the inner workings of the mind. Okay. Literally, and I'll probably make a separate video just so you guys can come to it, but any reversed card speaks of stagnation, right? So what happens when the Queen of Swords is stagnant? How does she behave, right? These are the questions you want to ask yourself. How does she behave? How does she speak when she is not in her power, right? How does she engage when she is not in her power? How are her relationships affected? She's probably more cold, right? And let's talk about boundaries, because the Queen of Swords, when I was shuffling up today to talk about the Queen of Swords, she came out with the Knight of Cups, our romantic. The Knight of Cups is our romantic. You know, he's got the white horse, he's got the flowers and the picnic and the wine, right? So I love this. The Queen of Swords, like I said, one of our most balanced leaders in the tarot, more balanced than the King of Swords, in my opinion. Because she has boundaries and lets love in. This is healthy relating. This is healthy relating, okay? I loved the fact that these two cards came out together. It reminds me of my dear sister's article, Aisha K. Fain. She has an article on Zora, I believe it's called. If you guys want the information, I'm going to try to remember to put it in the comments below, because she talks about the necessity for boundaries. And for me, boundaries is there are things in place to allow or deactivate, or or to retract somebody's access to me. So the Queen of Swords says, I decide who has access to me. I do not have I do not have an open landline. No, you can't just call me. No, you just can't pull up. No, you cannot. I have healthy boundaries so that there is a healthy way that we can have access to each other and engage with one another and care for one another. But there are boundaries, and those boundaries have allowed love in, right? So she is not cold unless she comes out in the reverse, right? If it comes out like this, we might want to take care of, well, how am I, if I am being too cold, or if I'm being overactive or underactive in my intellect, how is this affecting the way that I relate? How is this affecting the love that is coming in? Because that's what the Knight of Cups talks about. It talks about a message of love, of care, of emotional acceptance, right? This sort of, I want to be here for you, right? That's what the Knight of Cups, he's coming towards you saying, I want to be here with you. But the King of, look at her, literally back face to him. But not this one. She is looking right at him. They're having healthy conversations. They're staying up late at night, and it just feels so sweet. It feels so serene. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So that is the Queen of Swords. Like I said, when she's in the reverse, that means the support that she needs is healthier boundaries. It means she might want to get out onto the earth, right? She's in the clouds. She's in the clouds. She might want to grab some earth medicine, grab some plant medicine, grab a tea, grab something to ground herself so that she can get back into her power, which is to perfectly harmonize the mind and the soul, the mind and the intellect, the yin and the yang, right? That's so funny, y'all, because the Ace of Pentacles did come out. So yeah, this need to ground, this need to come back to basics, right? Because the Queen of Swords is also very forward thinking. She's a strategist, right? And so to come back into the presentness, come back into her body, is where the Queen of Swords in the reverse that's where she wants to find some support so that she can thrive again and come back into her power. So grounding yourself with foods, with meditation, with relationships, and using her voice to more soundly articulate what she's going through in this moment, because words are very important to swords, right? It matters what you say to the Queen of Swords. It matters what you say. All right. Thank you guys so much. That is the Queen of Swords and a little bit of the Knight of Cups. And yeah, this was so much fun. I'm having so much fun with these, you guys. I hope that they are providing something good for you guys, and providing some fun and some beautiful questions and self-inquiry for yourself, and helping you better understand yourself and the relationships that matter most to you. So I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, peace, peace.